Hello, good evening. It's ages since we've done a midweek live, isn't it? So we have some new stamps to share. I've gone a little bit overboard. It has been a while since we released some new stuff, so I have gone a little bit overboard. I think you've got a bit of an idea what the theme is, because they have got a bit of a theme. Yeah, doing that weird thing again. Anyway, so yeah, new stamps. It is exciting. I have enjoyed using these ones as well. They are they're fun, and they have got a certain theme about them. So should we get looking at them? I think so. So I'm going to bop you over here. There we go. Right, I've got some big ones, little ones and medium ones to show you. So I'm going to start off with the ones I went a bit overboard with, our littlies. So these are our £3 stamps. You know I love my £3 stamps. We have got lots and lots of sayings because I couldn't decide what sayings I wanted really. So Mr. Roo said, well, I'll just make them all and then you can choose. And then I couldn't choose, so like I say, I'm just releasing them all. So we've got first one, my heart is wherever you are. You can see it's a nice size. There's my thumb. There's that one. Then we have you and me as one stamp, and then we've got forever and together. So I turn that one over. You can see again, you and me is a separate stamp, and then forever and together, so you can pop different sayings around with that. Evening Quartzy Lady over on YouTube. So there's that one. I did say I'd gone a bit overboard with these. I just couldn't decide. We've got you make me happy. Yep. Again, that's its real size. I'll put my thumb next to it. I have got a couple of samples with these on. Evening Denise. Yep, so I've got that one. And then I've got Happy Valentine's Day, because obviously it's coming up, 14th of February. There we go. I did say I got a wee bit carried away. And then we've got the best thing to happen to me is you. So I turn it over, you can see I've done them as two separate stamps, so you can put one on the outside and one on the inside. Yeah. So you've got the best thing to happen to me is on one stamp, and you on the second one. Oh hi, sorry Lynn, I always get hi Lynn, I always forget your name over on YouTube. There we go. I'll scroll down so I can actually see your comments. That would help me, wouldn't it? There we go, I can see you all now. Evening Pauline. So you can see, there's another one. Let's see if we can get them all on. I might need a bigger desk. We've got you are my person. Yep. And then this is where, oh no, I've got one more, and then evening Rachel. I've got one more, and then I got, oh no, I've got four more. Anyway, I'll show you. Next one. I never want to stop making memories with you. Now that one to me is a beautiful for scrapbooking. Yeah, so I think that one would be lovely on your scrapbooks, anniversary cards, that type of thing. And then I've got three loves because I couldn't decide which way you're going to have them. So we've got jumbled love because it's a bit jumbled up. You've got a fall in love because it's falling. Yeah. And then we've got this one as well. So I've called it open love, but I'm starting to maybe regret calling it that. Yeah, sounds a bit dodgy, doesn't it? But this one's great for colouring in. So do you remember we had that happy birthday? This is the same idea. You can obviously colour inside it, but for creating your backgrounds and things like that, I think that one's going to be really useful. If I put my thumb next to it, it's about a thumb long. Yep. You can see all those different three. I did say I got a bit carried away with my sayings. Oh, I think that's my next set of stamps that have just gone on the floor. It is. I'm going to go searching for them in a second. So that is the £3 ones that we have got. Lots and lots and lots of them, because I didn't know which ones to do. And I got carried away. And then I ended up with far too many. Evening Mum, evening Noala. Let me just, I'm going rooting now because everything just fell off my chair. So hang on, you can see my noodle for a minute. Oh no, I can't get them that way. Give me a second. It never goes to plan, does it? I'm always knocking something on the floor. Should we do There we go. Right. Shall we do big ones or medium ones next? Because I have got a few. Okay, I picked them up now. Oh, yes I have. Big ones or mediums? I think I'm going to go big next. So I've got 3 new big sets for us. Oh, which one do I start with? I'm going to start with this one because I know a lot of you have been asking for this. So basically, you can make your own wedding cards with it. So you've got 2 Misters on there, you've got 2 Misses on there, and you've got an and. So you can create your Mr. and Mrs, your Mrs. and Mrs, your Mr. and Mr, and all your different ones. And then you've got things like congratulations on your wedding day, the perfect couple, and instead of the ampersand, you've also got the word and, because maybe you don't like them. Yeah? So it doesn't do it justice. Really big statement, bold words. Like I say, great for wedding cards, great for your anniversary cards. I have been asked for this quite a few times, so I've done it. It's there. Yep. Mr. and Mrs. I've called it the perfect couple because, well, I love the letter in it. Thank you, Pauline. There's some quite interesting ones in there. I've tried to make them a bit different because you don't want 2 Misses the same, if that makes sense. Yeah, because not everyone's the same. Yeah. So literally just pop them down on your card, and then that's that one. But we have been asked a lot for that one, so I've finally done it. I've done it. Yep. Oh, then decisions. Decisions. Which one next? I'm teasing, aren't I? So I gave a sneaky peek of this one yesterday. So do you remember our, well, last month's monthly make? We did our all-in-one, our all-in-one frame. So I've done it again, but this time it's got a love theme. So you can see you've got your 3 little love hearts, your squiggly wiggly, which will fit that wavy, your wavy rectangle. Yeah. So it fits your wavy rectangle. You've got your sayings, which fit in the top corner. So you've got love is not what you say, love is what you do. And you've also got love, you are where my love story begins. And then we've got my, because if we put my up there, we've got love, love, love. And they actually, the snug, yeah, they are snug, but they do fit in. So your big one goes in that one, medium and little. But I also thought, I designed it so it was in there all the time. I thought, no, you might not want that in there, so that's why they're separate, because you might want to cut them out and have them that way. So yeah, so these 3 fit inside your hearts, but they are snug. I will admit that they are snug. So there you go. If I turn it over, you can see the size of that one. Yeah, nice big stamp. Like I say, fits that wavy rectangle we had from last month's monthly make. Same idea. You splat it on, you add your saying, and it really is done. Yep. So that's that one. Next up, this is the final one of our big ones, and I'm not sure if it's a favourite. I think it is my favourite. I think. Yeah. Here we go. You know I'm loving my borders. Yep. So this time we have our heart border. Yep. You'll recognise we've got our wobbly blocks in the background. We've got our lines. So I'm trying to keep it very similar. So you might already have some of these texture stamps, so your dotty lines, if you wanted to add more texture in the background. Same with your blocks. You might have them already. Stamp them again in your background. And then you've got that very distressed looking heart. It's the same one. Same one off there, but it's just a little bit smaller. And then you've just got the word love, because I thought, you know what, it felt like it needed a bit of love with it. And if I turn it over, you can see it is a good size. It just fits on a 6-inch card. So when you're stamping it, if you were to do a base and then a 6-inch card, it would overhang that base. It's like a 5 3/4. It would overhang it slightly. I've got some samples to show you with that on. But yeah, I think that one is my favourite. Okay, so that's that one. We'll go to mediums now. And I wasn't too sure about these, and I've ummed and ahed. And actually they went to the bottom of my pile when I was making samples, so I've not made any samples with 2 of them. So I'll show you them. Yeah, so first up, we've got a hug monster. Let me hold it that way. There you go. We've got a hug. Give us a hug, you snuggle buddy, you huggle monster. Yeah. So a bit of fun, a little Huggle monster. Give us a hug. Yep, so a little bit of fun. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one, but I drew it and Mystery made it, so there you go. And then we have our love bug. So the words love and bug do fit inside the little heart. And then we've got you are my and to my and my bug. Yep, and you'll notice these little wings are hearts. Yeah, cute, eh? So that's that one. And then we couldn't let Valentine's go, because you are loving the corner borders, without a set of corner borders. So you've got Happy Valentine's Day and To My Valentine on that set there. So again, you know how these work, don't you? You stamp, they basically create the corner on your stamp. Oh, it's in Australia, that one. Let's turn it around. So good sizes, will fit on a 6x6. Yep. And you just basically line them up and you've got a lovely corner border popped in there. There's that one. And then finally, this one I think I had at Birmingham last time we were there, so last November. But I know I've not launched it, so it kind of snuck into the pile today, because I know not many of you have seen this one. So it is that floral border. Yep, so it's a floral border from, I think it was October's monthly make, but I've made it smaller. And you'll see why I've done that in a little bit when I show you some of the samples. So it's smaller, and then you've got things like Dearest Friend and Just a Note, and then a teeny tiny flower to stick on that middle one, because I had space. That's the reason you got it, because I had space. So there you go, that's that one. And so all well and good, we've seen our stamps, but you want to see a few samples. Now I've not had a chance to do every sample, but I should be able to show you some. So where should we start? Let's start with that one actually. So Mr. and Mrs, you can see how fabulous they look together, don't you? Oh no, Mrs. and Mrs, sorry, Mrs. and Mrs. I didn't even read it. It's really bad of me, isn't it? And then all I've done is just stamped our new little floral branch in the background. I actually dropped it if you look closely, so it ended up with a shadow. I shouldn't admit to things like that, should I? Because you couldn't see that from down there, but I did. And you can see how the perfect couple just works at the very bottom. Yep, so that one. And then there you go, this is the one I was talking about, just stamping love in the background. How simple but effective is that? Yeah, so you've just got love going up the side, and then I've just coloured in one letter on each one. You've got that beautiful border. It's got dots, so it has glossy accents. Yep. My samples want to fall on the floor. I'm not going rooting again. Let's see, there we go, I'll pop them there. Right, see, glossy accents on those dots because they're dots, so we need the dots. Yeah, and then I've just used the love that comes with it. There we go. I know I don't normally put things with my borders, do I? But I have in this case. Ooh, got some string or something on there. So it's just that little love, and I've just stamped it into my heart, and you'll notice I've just decoupaged it up. Yeah. There's that one. You can tell it's been a while since I've launched some new stamps, more fingers and thumbs. So you can see here we've got that beautiful little branch. This is actually another stamp set that we have ready to go, which is a new one for our My Faith stamps. I can't get my words out. Which is all around love. I don't think I've got the packaging for that near me. I don't. No, I can't even see it off the top of my head where it would be. So we've got a new My Faith stamps set coming out as well, all around love. So that's a nice one. Here is that lovely all-in-one frame, and you can see I've really gone to town with me layering up on there. We've got 3 layers. I mean, that's just like a lot of cutting out for me. Yeah, and all I've done, I've used the love in the background again. I think you might find that one is one of my favourites, that open love one. So just stamp that in the background, really easy to do, just a dab of oxide. And then this, all I've done here, let me take them out my arms. Can you see for the colour here, this is our oxide. When it's gone inside the frame, all I've done is wet it and dragged it across. and I think it just brings the colour from this side over, but without it being too harsh. Yeah. Then you can see how those little loves fit in the hearts as well on that one. I did say they were snug, but they do fit. So there's that one. We have got, this is another one of the My Faiths ones actually. So above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. That's in that other My Faith stamps one. That's with that one. I should have kept them separate. So there's that one. And then this is our little little branch one. You can see it's just perfect, isn't it? That little branch with just a little saying. And I've even used it on this one just to add a bit of detailing around it. So literally stamped, coloured, and a sentiment on there. So simple. Yep. So all those things that we were doing with our big one, we've now got a smaller version. And if you wanted to, you could use it on the inside of your card if you're stamping the bigger version on the outside. And then I've just used that flower from the floral branch set. Can't remember which one it was called then. Just stamped it, coloured it, and then put my dearest friend in there as well. So there's that one. Next up, You'll Make Me Happy. This is actually going to be this week's Kiss card, because it is really, really simple to do. You've got your poly plate, a little bit of splattering, and your sentiment on there. So you can see big bold sentiments. It's what we like, isn't it? Yeah, they do the work for us. There's that one. What else have I got in my pile? I've got another one of our all-in-one frame. So can you see in the background, I've not lined it up at all, it's our wavy line, our wavy rectangle poly plate. So I've just whacked it on there, got some colour, so I've used yellow and pink, whacked it on there and then coloured in the hearts. And you can see how beautifully those sentiments just fit in that top corner. Yep, so that's that one. Again, dots need glossy accents, it's like the rules. And then can you notice as well, I've just used a little bit of my charcoal pencil basically around the hearts just to give it a bit more depth, because it really does look like I've done loads of work on there and I haven't. Yeah, there's that one. Next up, one of my go-to backgrounds. I love doing these backgrounds. Oops, they're stuck together. Stop being stuck together. There you go. So all I've done is I used red. I used our barn door in the background. I know, red, me using red. Whew. Splatty background. And then I've just used that jumbled love in the background. And then I've used I Never Want to Stop Making Memories with You. Again, you can see the size of that stamp. It is a really big stamp. I think it is quite a useful one, I think. Yep, there's that one. And then just a quick doodle line around the side. I've used another one here, so that you can see a theme here, can't you? Our jumbled up love is in the background on this one again. This time I've stamped it using Brusho, so it's not a perfect stamp. Yeah, but you just get, well, you can read it, can't you? But it's not a true image, it's not a crisp image because I've stamped it using Brusho. Well, basically this whole thing's been done with Brusho. So you've got a Gamboge background, because like me Gamboge, and then just coloured it in, and then just one of those loves which I've actually cut out. I know I've done some cutting out on there, but again, really simple, just using that love in the background and our all-in-one hearts, yeah, heartfelt on the top. There's that one. I've only got a couple more left, I promise. That lovely border. So this is what I was saying before, this border is just slightly bigger than your 6-inch card. Yep, so if I put my 6-inch card there, it's like millimetres bigger than your 6-inch card. Yeah, but when you pop it on a 6-inch card, I think it still works. Yep. So again, I put the love in background, that barn door again, love, and then I've just coloured in my little just around the edges of my blocks with white, just to help them jump out. I've also put some charcoal pencil in background, and I don't know if it's coming out. Oh, there you go, look at the sparkle on that heart. Yeah, just using a little bit of Sprinkle It to make my heart sparkle. Look at that. I know I don't do sparkle very often, but look, sparkly. And then I've just used Love as my sentiment on that one. Really simple, just using that one. Yep. And then finally, there we go. I've got a bubble in my glossy accents. Rude. How did that happen? Oof. So this is a 5B7, so you can see it fits nicely onto your 5B7s. Again, just stamped it. I've used brush O in my background, so I made a bit of a splatty background. Stamped our distress circle from our advent calendar. Use that on this one because I do think that makes beautiful. I won't say focal. I do. It just draws your eye, doesn't it, to the image, that distress circle. So it is a good one, that one, distress circle. And then I've got My Heart Is Wherever You Are. Now what I love about this is you've got all that colour and then your heart actually stands out because it's got none. So that is it. I was trying to find the stamps, but I've got no chance ever. There they are. They're at the bottom of my pile. I haven't played with those little ones yet. But there you go. We have got our Mr. and Mrs. I've done it. So those of you that have been asking for that one, it's done. All in one frame. And then we have got our little Huggle Monster. I know I've not made any samples with those. I will do. And our little Love Bug. And our Valentine's Corners. I'll be honest, I started doing my samples and I got carried away using these guys. Didn't quite get around to those ones. And you know how much I struggle colouring as well. And then that's your little floral one. And then, should we just have a quick run through all those words as well? Because I know I didn't use them all. Put them up there. So our words, again, we've got our 3 different loves. That open one, I mean, that is just a statement in itself, isn't it? Just adding it to the background. We've got our Fall in Love and our Jumbled Love. You Are My Person, I didn't use that one. You Make Me Smile. The best thing to happen to me is you. There's too many twos in that sentence, I think. You and Me, Forever Together. All separate. My Heart Is Wherever You Are. And then you've got I Never Want to Stop Making Memories with You. I really like that one. And then, oh, I thought I was going to cough then. Happy Valentine's Day. Those are all our new little sayings as well. And look at the wodge there. I couldn't resist though. I got carried away. I did warn you. Let's pop them there. So, should we do a little bit of crafting? Do you think? It'd be rude not to, wouldn't it? I was trying to figure out why that was bigger. That's actually an A5 card. So you can see that all in one, heartfelt one, fits perfectly on an A5 as well. Doesn't have to be a little card. Right. They're up there. So what do we fancy playing with? Because I should have them all nearby. And I've got a card cut out. I've got a square one and I've got a rectangle one. Oops, a daisy. I'm sending everything flying again. So what should we go for? Should I do my favourite? Or should I let... Or one of you guys going to choose? You can see. Do you like that one? And I've got my little sayings down here as well. Tell you what we could do. Let's do a bit of a mashup, shall we? We're gonna... Yes, right. Do my favourite. I should never call a stamp my favourite, but it is lovely, this one, isn't it? It is. So, what I'm actually going to do is just trim him down. I know, I didn't think about that one. Oh. Lynn fancies a little monster. You just like to see me struggling colouring in, don't you? I suppose we could put a little monster on it, couldn't we? Right, I'm just going to take the edge off this because I want want to leave a big enough one that will do our little borders on there as well. So we should have, oh, not quite, I need to take a little bit more off. I know, I'm just making it smaller and smaller, aren't I? Oops. Yeah, that should be enough. Put the monster in the card. That'd be an interesting one, wouldn't it? Right, so now I should have more than enough to do my little border dudes. Yeah, we should be able to do them. Won't do it straight away though. So we're going to have a bit of a mash up then, aren't we? So what should we start off with? I think we're going to start off with splodgy background. We're going to do a bit of love, a bit of a border, and then we might put a monster on there as well, just fill in. So I want, ooh, got glue or something on me already. I want some nice, I don't know, I always end up doing lovey colours, but let's change it up a little bit. So we're going to have pink and I'm thinking pink and yellow. Should we do pink and yellow? I was going to do Twisted Citron, but we used that the other day. So we're going to do pink and yellow. That was me stretching. Too much of a stretch. I can't do stretching. Right, so we're going to go all over splatty. So I'm not even going to use piece of acetate. I'm just going to go for it on my table. You'll be pleased to know I haven't decided to drop anything on my table again this week. It's still recovering from its clean on Monday. We've done our yellow. Just pick that up. Not quite sure what it was, but we didn't want it on there either way. So I've got mustard seed and flamingo, because you know I like flamingo as a pink. And make sure this is dry, and then we can pick up our pink as well. There we go, so that one's dry. And then we're going to pick up our pink. Ooh. Made it look like a love heart shape now, didn't it? There you go. It wasn't quite dry because my yellow's coming back out, but it's okay. We'll recover. There we go. I think that's going to be okay. Make sure I dry it properly this time because, well, don't want yellow coming off everywhere. Everywhere again, do we? I'm going to stop that there. So have you guys got a favourite saying? Well, we're not up to sayings yet, are we? I will do that in a minute. I'm thinking ahead. I'm already like 3 steps ahead of what I'm doing. I need to stop doing that. I can't find my love. There he is. Okay. You can see, definitely been using that one with the red. Right. Got all my Musley Make stamps on the table as well. Wouldn't be me though if it didn't have stamps everywhere. every which way. Right, decision time. I'm thinking, can't decide if I want to put my love up the side or do it random. I think I'm going to do it up the side. Yeah. Decisions. No, I like small. Thank you. I've got to admit, I drive Chris crazy with the sayings, because I'll sit there and and ah over like one word in it. It's like, no, I don't quite like it like that. Maybe we'll change it. But I do try and stick to the same fonts because I want you to be able to put everything together, if that makes sense. I know you don't often put lots of sayings on a card, but in journaling and things like that you might, and I want them to kind of link together. I'm starting to faff because I can't decide if I want. I've got the I wants, but I don't knows. I'm going to go with grey. I've inked it up now, we're going. So I'm just going to pop my love down the side. I do think this makes such a statement, doesn't it? Just pop it there. It reminds me of those little love heart sweeties. Yeah, maybe it might just be me. There we go. Let's finish off the top first before I start doing anything else, because it all goes wrong when I forget to do something. And I start jumping around. There we go. Well, my spacing's not brilliant. You won't tell anyone, will you? Pop love there. There you go. Right, so we've got a bit of love going on down the side. And I don't want to use my pens, I want to use my same, I want to try and keep to my same colours. I'm just going to blast that with my heat gun. It is Noella, that's the thing with this. I loved that happy birthday that we created not so long ago. I think it was October we did it, wasn't it? And I think that's really, really useful. But just, it's like, it's literally 4 letters, but I think it's going to create such fantastic backgrounds, isn't it? Just like that, even like that with a bit of string across or ribbon and your sentiment on there will just look really effective, won't it? Oops, I can't pick anything up. Got dropsies, that's never a good sign, is it? Yeah, let's see if I can find a poly mount on here somewhere. Oops, oh, my stamps are a bit cold, which is why they're not sticking tonight. Give me a second. Warm them up. It's my own fault, I didn't turn the heat on. Well, I had it on this morning, then I turned it off because I'm getting a good girl and turn my heat off. And then I came back and I'd forgotten and I hadn't turned my heat back on. Which is why sometimes I look like I'm an Eskimo, because I'm just a bit chilly. So all I'm doing is, if your stamp stops sticking, like this one has because it's cold, literally just give it a quick bit of water, bit of a rub on the back. You might want to use a piece of tissue because, well, give it a rub. And it soon gets its stick back. Or just warm it up. Warm it up to start. There we go. It should be good to go unless it's too wet now. all good. That's all I'm doing. I'm just literally wetting the back, and then the stick comes back. It's only because it's cold in here. Well, it's not. I've got my heater on now. I'm warming up. Anyway, so I'm going to get this inked up. So just going to take my time, work around it. You know how to do this, yeah? Take your time, ink it up nice and slowly. Make sure you get all the bits, because you've got bits hanging out all over. And there's nothing worse than half doing it. Yeah, you know, you go to stamp it and it's like, oh, I've missed half the ink off it. So go over it once, then go over it twice for good luck. Especially big ones like this one. And then I want to leave enough room for a sentiment, so I'm going to do it about there, because that leaves a nice little corner down there for a sentiment. So I'm just going to give it a quick rub. Oh, I stop working when I get too cold. Oh. And don't ask me to move. Oh, my hips in this weather, I don't like it at all. Though Mr. Roo decided today that I had to come and hold, he was siliconing something outside like you do. And instead of putting it down, the what do you call it? Is it, you know, the gun thingies you use with your silicone? Yeah. Instead of putting it down, I had to hold it and pass it to him. It's like, well, there's like a side that you could be using. But no, I had to stand there holding on to this little tub of silicone. But we did it. I might have told him to hurry up a few times. We got there. Right. So we stamp that on the top there. I haven't decided what colours I'm doing this yet. But I'm doing all my stamping, aren't I? And then we'll come back to it. I think we're going to have a bit of a mash-up of what we've got going on here. But I love this. I love the love. It does make me want to do things like dream and believe in this font. So it's nice, big and bold, because I think that'd look pretty cool as well. So I'm going to grab a brown for my bricks. Oops, a baby. Let's see if that one's going to be bright enough. I've been trying to be a good girl and start tidying things away. Yeah, don't always happen. What I'm finding is I'm tidying it away and I can't find it. Might need to go a bit darker on my bricks. We'll see. Oh, I think they might be alright if I don't take as much ink out next time. There we go. Because the bricks aren't really the important bit on this one, is it? And I'm not worrying. You can see how we've got love behind our heart and things like that. I'm not worrying about it. We could have stamped it the opposite way, stamped our big heart thing first, masked it off so none of the love words come through, but I don't think it really, you're not really going to see it once we've finished, because we've stamped it in grey, so it goes into the background. I am quite liking how this is staying quite subtle, muted. Couldn't decide if I wanted really dark bricks or this colour. I think this one works. There we go, nearly done. Last one. There we go. Right, that bit's done. See, instantly just popping that little bit of colour onto those bricks, it really does start to make it pop. I know I use that word too often, but it is a good word to describe because it does pop. Right, I'm thinking, where's my charcoal pencil? Ooh, that was my brush going on the floor. Gonna add a little bit in. So I'm not being too precious about being like right in close to the lines. Add some brown my heart as well. Just keep layering it in there. And again. Just like that. See, really simple. You know all the tricks. So I've got my white gel pen. We've got dots, so they're getting little. I had somebody ask me the other day why I don't put the white, basically not have that bit of the stamp there, so it doesn't stamp in black, basically. And the reason I don't is because it'll fill with ink, yeah? So yes, it'd be super tiny, and yes, it'd be there, but it'd fill with ink, so it wouldn't always be there, yeah? And I think also it's nice, isn't it? You might want to put it on there, you might not, yeah? Might only be me that likes to sit and put white bits on my dots. So I'm just going into those bits around as well. Just adding little bits of white in there. There we go, right, so that's all done. Evening, Jack, how are you doing? We've been playing, is what we've been up to. So, I'm quite happy with that. I want to colour my heart in though. So I'm going to do that in a minute because I'm going to use Sprinklet. And sometimes, once you've had Sprinklet in your brush, it takes a bit for it to get out your brush. So I'm going to do my other colouring in first. So, I want a scrappy bit of card because, you know, Lynn wants her monster. So I'm hoping Mr. Monster, Mr. Huggle Monster, will come and fit. See, he will do. We're throwing everything at this one, aren't we? Kitchen sink and everything. There we go. Let's move that up there. And then, is that my black? It is indeed. Because everybody needs a hug from time to time, don't they? Let's get him different stamps on there. And I mean, he's big and furry, he's got big arms that just need hugs. Oh, that stamp don't want to come off. Well, it's me, I'm losing my strength, one at two. Right, I'm just going to give that a quick blast with my heat gun because I'm going to use Distress Oxides. And maybe a bit of pen. For some reason he's telling me he wants to be purple. Because we've got pink, we've got yellow, and like I say, I think he wants to be purple. A little huggle monster. But my purple's all the way over here, so give me a second. I can find it in my inks. I could see it in my inks, but not my oxides. Oops, there we go. I'm just going to colour him in, and I think the oxides will give him that nice. What we're going to do, I wanted to make him look a bit like, there we go, a bit like he's fluffy. Yeah, can you see what I'm doing? I've got a very pointy brush. I'm trying to keep it as dry as possible. Ding, ding, ding. Just like that. So he's got texture. He doesn't want purple teeth though. Lots and lots of texture on him, because he would be furry, wouldn't he? And yes, Lynn, I am chickening out of colouring him in. I've gone straight to my oxides to paint him instead. Just like that, he's going to have a nice red. Oh, I've just picked up some wet. No, I haven't. There we go. Survive. Look at that for a bit of textury huggle monsterness. Just a splatty brush and a bit of oxide. Pick him up. There you go. He is purple, honest. He's looking. Oh no, he does look purple on your screen. Didn't look purple on mine. Oof. Very not purple, but he is. He's purple. That's all that matters. Maybe a girl. You never know. So, I want some feet. I'm thinking I'm going to go for. Oh, if I can reach it, I can. I'm going to go for Wilted Violet, but in an ink, with the hope that it should be a lot darker. There we go. You know, sometimes it does start to come together, doesn't it? I think I'm going to do Tough the same as well. Just like that. Put a little bit more in. There we go. Oops. I hadn't even squirted my desk then. Right, I want a little bit of red for my heart, but I want that to match in with my heart on my paper. So the last thing I want is I want like a really pale grey pen, neutral grey, just to give his teeth a bit of depth on there. Oh, you can see I'm tempted. Do I go in for his eyeballs as well? Why not? In for a penny, in for a pound. Oh, maybe not. Oh well. It was a step too far. His eyeballs were too much. So I'm going to cut this one out. I need to clean my scissors desperately. I've been using a lot of foam tape recently and it's just getting stuck on my scissors. Border, no border. I'm going to go with border. Just a little border because we've got a very busy background and it'll just let him I think it needs a name. Harry the Hug Monster, something like that. Oops. Yep, his tuft was nearly gone then. That would have been interesting, wouldn't it? There we go. So we've got our little cuddle monster. He's going to come into the bottom just like that. Right, we need to do that heart now, don't we? Because I want it there as well. But before I do, I'm going to get some of my pink. Now, my yellow's really standing out in the background, isn't it? My pink isn't, so that's what I'm going to use in my background. In my letters even. I'm not going to go to a pen because I think a pen would make it look too much. I always do that. I add water to this one and it really doesn't need it because it's such a pale pink. A bit of an O. Ooh. It's another one, it's a bit like worn lipstick, it just doesn't always want to go to the top of the pile. You can see it kind of mixes and merges in more than ordinary oxides do. You know, because normally your oxides would layer. I'm going to put a little bit more on my table, so where's my wet spot? Not there. Yeah, so your oxides, Hugo the Huggle Monster, liking that now, Arla. Normally your oxides will basically just add your colours and they layer and layer and layer. Things like this one and your worn lipstick don't. They just don't have the pigmentation to get to the top of the pile. And there's another one as well, can't think of its name off the top of my head. Spun Sugar is another one. It seems to be the ones with red pigment. Have to do an experiment, won't we? Right, so we've got a bit of love going on as well. It really does remind me of those sweeties now. Just like that. Now, moment of truth. I'm using red. And we know it doesn't always happen. It doesn't always go well. It's like my nemesis colour. So I'm going to use a bit of rose red. Just a bit. And I'm going to use a bit of sprinkle it because we like a shiny heart, don't we? Popping a bit on my table. See, I didn't even think I'd spritzed near me red and it was already there. It just seems to go forever. Right, this is where it goes from nice and neat to crime scene. I do struggle with reds. So I think it was last week I went out and I'd been making samples like I normally do, you know. And it couldn't have been last week, it must have been the week before. Yeah, week before. And I was stood talking to someone and they kept looking at my hands and I thought, okay. You know when you don't really think about it. Then I looked down and my hands were bright red, like, yeah, that's why they're looking at me. Proper red-handed. So you can see all I'm doing is just layering up that colour. I've got beautiful sparkle going on. Every time I pick up my brush out, I'm picking up a bit of my sprinkler as well. Just to like intensify that colour a bit. So I've got the sparkle coming through from my sprinkler. I've got my beautiful red. And I can tell now I have put an awful lot of that mica on because it's starting to go a little bit lumpy, which tells me stop. I've got enough sprinkler on there. It's not going to shine just yet, I don't think. As it dries, it does. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to do Hugo's heart. Again, I'm just going to start off layering it up. There we go. Very delicate. Let's get this off my desk. See, this is the bit that always goes wrong for me when I'm clearing up the red. Oof, goes everywhere. There we go, done. So we've got our little card. We've got our little snuggly monster, Hugo. Do you like that? Hugo. Hugo the Huddle Monster. And then we just want to pop a saying on, don't we? So let's see what we've got that'll fit in our gap. Because we've got this lovely space here. Oh, my heart is wherever you are. That actually fits really well just there, doesn't it? We've got that one. We've got Happy Valentine's Day. I think it's going to start beating. Yeah, that one's too big for that one. We could have our Fall in Love. Looks like a bit of a bridge, doesn't it? I'm thinking this one. You'll make me happy. See, that one would work as well. Look a bit like a graffiti wall, won't it? That's an option. Jumbled love would work as well, wouldn't it? So we've got a lot of love going on, haven't we? We've got enough love, I think. I think You Are My Person is a bit, yeah, it's a bit big. Yeah, that won't work. Would have been cool though. Somehow with our monster. Would have fit quite well with our monster, wouldn't it? And then he's way too big. Nope, not gonna happen. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one. Even though that one looks quite cool. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one. I'm being indecisive, I know. Pop them down over there. Warm me up, warm me up. My own fault, I had them stacked up next to the window. Yeah, maybe not leaving my stamps on the windowsill. Well, next to the window is a good idea. There we go, let's give it a good ink up. Nearly did a whole, I did a landslide then, didn't I? Oops. Oh my. Stop it, girl. Nearly splattered that everywhere. My heart is wherever you are. Oops. Just like that. He's going to go a bit like that. We've got our backing to go a bit like that, and we were going to put our corner borders on, weren't we? Because, you know, I did say we'd throw everything at this one. So, to my Valentine, or Happy Valentine's Day. I think to my Valentine, my little snuggly Valentine. So I'm going to do to my Valentine. Just make sure I choose the right ones. Oh, and that. Didn't want to leave my finger, that one. So I'm going to move that to one side. Up there, because I have left, if you notice when I stamp my sentiment, I have left a bit of a gap, so if I need to come in, like, just trim it down a little bit in a minute, I have still got that option. I'm going to start with To My Valentine, one going across. So corner borders, for those of you that haven't seen them before, pretty sure you will have done by now though. Literally, we put our sentiments in corners. I'm going to snuggle this one. No, I'm not. I'm going to ink it up properly. I keep doing that, not inking the end of my stamps. And I'm going to come and pop that one down here. It's going to come right into that corner. Just like that. I'm going to flick it around. I could have put To Someone Special on it, couldn't I, from the other set. I flick this one round too. I've done it again. I've got something against inking up that T, because I can always tell when I turn it over and it's see-through. It's like, yeah, that's not inked up very well at all. Oh, there we go, I moved that, and I got an inky binky. Two mistakes in one go. I've been doing quite well so far. So then we need To My Valentine. That's what I've got here. Then all we do is make sure, right, T is inked up this time. All we do is we take our T and we layer it on top, line it up even, pop it outside, dunk dunk dunk, turn it round. Look at the state of that. Oh. It was the monster did that. Twist them round again. And this time I'm lining up my E. Pop it down. Oops. I do know some people mask off the last letter as well. If you're not too sure about lining up, so just you can mask it off as well. Right, so there's that one, and then we're just going to pop that back on top of there. Look at that. It's like I almost thought it through. We've got our little heart. Make sure my inks are back on. My lids are back on even. So we have got our heart on there. We've got our monster on there, we've got our love on there, and we've got another one of our sayings. Oh, and our corner borders. I don't think we could quite pop much more on that one, could we? Yeah, so Lynn, you got your monster. I hope you like it. So should we have a quick recap through stamps again? I'm going to move that to one side. You should be able to start to see that sparkle coming now. Look at that sparkly heart. Yay! So, stamps, let me see if I can grab them quickly. I can, but they're behind me. 1 second. And you made me brave enough to use my little monster. So, quite happy now. So I'm going to whip through these really fast because you've already seen them, haven't you? So So we've got Happy Valentine's Day. I never want to stop making memories with you. My heart is wherever you are. That's one we've just used. You and me, forever together, all separate. Best thing to happen to me is you. 2 separate stamps. Outside your card, inside your card. Yep. You make me happy. You are my person. That's jumbled love. Yep. That's fall in love. And that's open love. Maybe renamed. Yep. They're our littlies. But they do pack a punch, don't they? We've got our floral branch. Say that. Mini floral branch. Yeah, that one. You know the one. We've got To My Valentine, our new corner borders. I've been asked for anniversary as well on that one. I can't remember what else I've put with that, but that'll be coming out in February. We've got our love bug. And then we've got Hugo the Huggle Monster. As named by Noelle. So those are our mediums. So we've had small, we've had medium, and now we've got our 3 large, which are our all-in-one frame, our heartfelt one. We've got the one we've just been using, so this lovely heart border. Again, I am really loving the borders. You can see, you just stamp them on there, pop your sentiment with them, and they are done. And then the one that's been asked for quite a lot, our perfect couple set. Your Mr. and Mrs, your Mrs and Mrs, yeah, you've got all your options on there, and they do look really, really effective. And they're great size as well. And you could always just use like Mr and then write the name in as well. Yeah, lots of options with that one. So there you have it. Do you have a favourite? I think you know which mine is. I'm trying to get back. Hang on, there we go. I'll press the right button in a second. Yeah, nearly pressed the wrong one. So yeah, that's our new stamps. You can see why I've been a bit excited about them. So I think you do know my favourite. I do like that one. It's a tough one. It is. But yeah, and it definitely had a theme, didn't it? Valentine's, love, anniversaries, all that type of thing. And a Huggle Monster and a love bug in there as well. So I hope you like those. I've had fun playing with them. I do keep repeatedly turning myself red. I'm not that bad at the moment. Maybe one inky pinky. So yeah, that's it for me tonight. We will be back Monday as usual. It's Monthly Make Monday, so we'll be back at 7 on Monday. Can't get my words out. What time? Oh, it's getting late, that's why. It's getting late, it's nearly bedtime. Well, I hope it's more than bedtime. I hope they're in bed. So yeah, back on Monday, 7 o'clock for our usual Monthly Make Monday, using our gorgeous little border stamps that we have in this month's set. And I'll be giving you a sneaky peek tomorrow of February stamp set. So I hope you can join me to see that tomorrow. So yeah, back 7 o'clock Monday for Monthly Make Monday. Thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you've had fun. Yeah, and thank you to Lynn, because she made me colouring my monster. Like I say, I always have fun, don't I, when I'm crafting. So take care, stay safe, and I will see you very soon. Thanks for watching.